9 p.m. in RTD time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines we have Prime Minister presides over the National HIV/AIDS Week ceremony. For the international scene, Palestinian death toll rises to 17,997. Welcome to our newsroom. Under the patronage of Prime Minister His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Muhammad, the Ministry of Health organized the National HIV/AIDS Week. This year's National HIV/AIDS Week coincides with the celebration of 10 years of antiretroviral treatment in Djibouti. The program has been providing free ARV treatment to HIV/AIDS patients since 2003. Since 2003, Djibouti has made considerable progress in the field of health and the fight against HIV/AIDS. The ceremony was attended by the Minister for Women and Family, Mona Osman Aden, the Director of the Center for Prevention and Health Education, Younis Sousa, the UNICEF representatives in Djibouti, and the World Health Organization representatives in Djibouti, inaugurated in 2001 by the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh. The UNICEF Center offers preventive services and care as well as psychological support, which is essential in the fight against AIDS pandemic. Isnino Farah, on behalf of people living with the HIV/AIDS, took the floor to express his grievance to the Prime Minister and the authorities present at the ceremony. It's mainly stigmatization. She said that patients don't come to the center because they are afraid people will see them coming in. So sometimes they call us and stand near the center that we can go and give them the messages under the leadership of President Ismail Omar Guelleh. Evidence gathered over the decades clearly shows that Djibouti has made considerable progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS to ensure that people are tested and treated despite societal stigma. We need to find creative ways of reaching those most of the others of HIV/AIDS, emphasizing the president of the association of people living with the HIV/AIDS. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Rodi Abdillah, urged all nationals and international partners to step up their commitment to curbing the spread of the virus. Under the leadership of President Ismail Guelleh, evidence gathered over the decades clearly shows that Djibouti has made considerable progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, despite the fact that stigma impeding access to services, hindering the effectiveness of the HIV responses and costing lives. To ensure that people are tested and treated despite societal stigma, we need to find creative ways of reaching those most of at risk of HIV. Prime Minister His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Muhammad underlined that it had been a long and winding road to arrive at the data displayed and supported by the presentations you have just seen, and of which we are so proud. The celebration of the National Week for the fight against HIV/AIDS gives us the great opportunity to also celebrate the introduction of ARV in the Republic of Djibouti. 20 years old is certainly an age where we reach a certain maturity. It's also a crucial moment when we question the past in order to position ourselves wisely for the future. The establishment of antiretroviral access programs in the early 2000s certainly raised a certain number of public health concerns, particularly linked to the insufficiency of scientific knowledge at the time regarding long and short-term effectiveness of this therapy, the health situations in the countries of the south, the complexity of treatment which must a priori be continued through life and requires in-depth medical monitoring, the need for a good level of development of health infrastructures to implement these treatments, and finally the high costs of medicines. Like any other health program, we have required that antiretroviral access program meet four public health requirements: equity, optimal cost effectiveness, accessibility, and acceptability for the populations concerned, and sustainability. You will therefore understand that at the time the establishment of a government program for the access to ARVs demonstrated the special attentions given to the fight against HIV infection. It reflects our strong political will. Thus, from the creations of the Executive Secretariat for the fight against HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, and sectoral programs for the fight against AIDS, to the establishment of the ARV College, our health system has equipped itself with all the mechanisms essential to lead this fight with tenacity. The Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, His Excellency Hassan Omar Mohammed, received today, December 11, 2023, at the working visit from the high-level delegations of defense, attaché from the following countries: Germany, Australia, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, Sweden. The meeting, which took place at the Djibouti Armed Forces Directorate General of International Relations, was marked by the constructive exchanges and in-depth discussions with the geopolitical situation prevailing in the Horn of Africa region is high on the agenda. The international delegation expressed a keen interest in current development in this strategic region, underlining the crucial importance of international cooperation in tackling today's security and geopolitical challenges. Djibouti's Minister of Defense shared insightful analysis of the geopolitical situation, highlighting regional issues and Djibouti's effort to contribute to stability and security in the Horn of Africa. Discussions also explored potential opportunities for cooperation between Djibouti and the countries represented by the delegation, with the aim of strengthening security and stability in the region. The delegation expressed its gratitude to the Djiboutian authorities for their warm welcome and openness in sharing strategic information. The third edition of the Djibouti International Fair came to a close yesterday evening in the esplanade of the Sky Container Hotel, in the presence of several of the country's officials, including the Minister of Trade and Tourism, His Excellency Mohamed Warsama Diriye, the President of Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawale, inaugurated last week by the Head of State, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. This third Djibouti International Trade Fair was organized by the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce and brought together some 30 countries from all over the continent. Over the course of a week, hundreds of Djibouti and foreign companies showcased their products and services on the hundreds stand scattered around the esplanade of the Red Sea World Hotel. The Djibouti Fair was an opportunity for delegations of foreign operators to gain a better understanding and appreciation of our country's ambition to become a gateway to the region, and in particular to COMESA, giving access to a market of over 450 million consumers, situated on one of the world's busiest shipping line at the crossroad of between East Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, the Asian continent, Europe, via the Suez Canal. The Republic of Djibouti has equipped itself with the modern port, airport, and rail infrastructure, attract foreign investors. The atmosphere was lively with the traditional dances team, several star singer Djiboutians, including the famous the Somali, and all making their presence felt on the closing night of the third Djibouti International Fair. The evening was closed by the raffle of the marking the hundreds of visitors who tried the third forum, the third fair, International Fair, rewarded with the prizes with the car by a vehicle donated by SWAMS. At the closing ceremony of the third editions of the Djibouti International Fair, the President of Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawale, thanked all the participants of the fair, whether foreign economic operators who had come to discover Djibouti or Djiboutian operators who had exhibited their products and services, as well as the Djiboutian population. For his part, the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, made a speech in which he testified that the third Djibouti International Trade Fair had been an unprecedented success and a starting point for a solid partnership between Djiboutian and foreign exhibitors. The Djibouti Fair was an opportunity for delegations of foreign operators to gain a better understanding and appreciation of our country's ambition to become a gateway to the region, and in particular to Comesa, giving to a market of over 450 million consumers. As part of the FEMFI project, the Ministry of Women and Family, in collaboration with the UNFPA, closed this morning awareness sessions on violence against women at the Social Actions and Women Empowerment Center, Kazaf, in Balbala, led by a professional. In this case, Ms. Saida Musa. This awareness raising aims to provide the right information regarding the management and prevention of gender-based violence, but also to allow its young learners to benefit from psychological support. This awareness training on violence against women lasted 10 days. Each session brought together around 30 young learners so that no one was excluded. Finally, 300 young learners will be made aware of the themes of the gender-based violence and particularly female genital mutilation. This event was attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Women and Family, Anissa Hassan Badon, the technical advisor to the Minister of Women, Mr. Hamad Gaba Omar, and the Director of Kazaf, Nima Unisa. For her part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Women and Family, Anissa Hassan Badon, said that this awareness-raising training on violence against women lasted 10 days. Each session brought together around 30 young learners so that no one was excluded. Finally, 300 young learners will be made aware of the theme of gender-based violence, in particular the female genital mutilation. The Turkish Agency for Cooperation and Coordination, in close collaboration with the Association for the Development of Artisanal Fisheries of Djibouti, organized a boat repair and maintenance workshop at Djibouti Fishing Port this morning. The main aim of the event was to train the Fishing Association in the appropriate methods and techniques for repairing a broken down boat and to teach them the functionalities of the technical tools provided for both repairs and maintenance. In addition to the president of the Fishing Association, Mr. Ayan Leliban, the workshop was attended by the senior officers and of the Djibouti Coast Guard, the military SRC2 coordinator of TICA, the military attaché of the Turkish and International Affairs Italian-based and fishermen. In his speech, the president of the Young Fishermen Association thanked the ADPA Association and TICA for their synergy in organizing this event. There is no doubt that the technical equipment acquired thanks to TICA's financial support will be of a greater use to fishermen. Since 2015, TICA has worked tirelessly in the social sphere, supporting the Djiboutian government in all actions relating to the Djibouti socio-economic development. TICA has carried out over 70 projects in various fields. The efforts they have deployed for the realization of this project, which all in all will be beneficial for the cooperative and the fishermen. In his speech, the Turkish ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Cenk Uraz, underlined that TICA's main objectives in Djibouti. He recalled that TICA's aim is to support Djibouti in its development initiative to strengthen the Djiboutian economy and to create jobs. The most important thing is to attain human capacity as well as granting material donations. We are here to teach you how to fish, not to give you fish, he said. The National Agency for Tourism organized a meeting this morning at the People's Palace to raise awareness of decree on the protection and attractions of the whale shark. The meeting was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Ali Dawood, in the presence of the Acting Director General of the National Tourism Agency, Mr. Habib Ali Ahmed. The meeting was also attended by representatives of the Ministry of Tourism and the Agency officers as well as relevant entities and tourism operators. The aim of this decree is to promote and protect the wild shark tourist attractions in our country by regulating the behavior of users, tourist operators, and other visitors. The decree covers all areas of the Arta Plage Marine Protected Area, extended to all migration zones requiring protection for whale sharks in Djibouti. As part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the Talo San Association organized a photo exhibitions illustrated the different forms of gender-based violence and presenting testimonial from associations, members, and other committed to combating violence against women and girls. Faces of Equality Fighting Through Images is one of the PISCA projects funded by the French Embassy, thanks to which over 20 young people have been trained in the photography. Over 60 people took part in the event, including representatives of the French Embassy, international organization, the Ministry for Women and Family, young people, and the general public. Participants were invited to say stop to gender-based violence using paints to make their mark. Speeches were then given to Zahra Ali Sheikh, president of the Talo San Association, and Malika El Dahbi, cooperation attaché at the French Embassy. These pictures are an awareness raising tool to inform, prevent, and raise awareness of gender-based violence. For the international scene, the Palestinian Ministry of Health in Gaza announced on Sunday that the Palestinian death toll since the start of the Israeli aggression against the Gaza Strip has risen to 17,997. Ministry spokesman Ashraf Al-Qudra told a press conference that the death toll from the Israeli aggression against the Gaza Strip has reached 17,997 Palestinians since October 7. Al-Qudra added that the total number of the wounded over the same period amounted to 49,229 citizens. In the last few hours, the occupation has committed 21 massacres, killed entire family, and shelled the Kamal Adwan hospital in the north of the Gaza Strip, killing 2 patients and wounding dozens inside the hospital, endangering the lives of those taking refuge there, he warned. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.